What's up guys, KW175 back with another Pokemon Duel video, and before we jump into this jam-packed video that I have for you guys, real quick, there are these fire sextuples. If you guys need any of the figures, they're still available. Same with Mega Shiny Gengar and EX Shiny Gengar. If you do want to purchase those, you can get them. Now, I've yet to go over the dev event. It's been over for a few days, but this is the first chance that I've had to kind of construct this video and commentate it. We had 11 wins in the first 4 hours. We were able to get to 55 wins. Only 8 devs. We only needed to get 50 wins. So we're at 55. So already able to get all of the rewards. That's pretty awesome. We're 55 wins. I have a theory on how many duels the devs are going to be playing now. This Naganadel, level 5, 13 duels. They did have a level 10 Naganadel that I seen, so they're only at 13 duels. As you can see, the rest of these figures are 24, so they did change it up. So, and I've seen that happen in a few other decks where like one of the figures only has half the amount of duels as the other figures, but this deck here, probably one of the best new decks that you can construct that can handle a lot of decks and even the dragons. So this is another dev deck, 19 duels at this point, kind of a mixture between like, you know, Ghost with Marshadow and Sableye, and then a dragon deck with the Lucario kind of to, you know, match up against the Rayquaza. So they had 9 duels here, 20 on the other figures. So maybe they changed the Marshadow. I don't know, but that's dev crit. That player's pretty good. All these devs are really good. And I've seen quite a few of these matchups. I know other creators have shown some matches, but I believe the ones that I'm showing here, from what I've seen, none of these duels have been featured, and we have some incredible ones. Now, this first matchup going up against 476, I'm just going to call him 6, running a dragon deck with the Giratina, 2 Altaria, Shiny Ray in there, kind of a nice, you know, counter to the Ultra Beast. I can't wait till we get the Shiny Mega Ray. That's going to be insane. But let's go ahead. We're going to jump right into the matchup, and we're going to be seeing things from 7-6's perspective. So you know they definitely want to get this win going up against Dev Crit. So they're both going to be playing their plays, going defensive with these Altaria, and 6 going to come out with the Shiny Ray. Crit matching up with the original Ray. And the thing is 6 here has 2 Altaria. So they're going to be able to out-damage Crit because they, you know, they only have the 1 Altaria. But, you know, Ray not able to get that knockout, hits the fly, but able to move back up, take that entry point, and get the knockout on that Fracture. So the Dev is going to go make a Sableye, and gonna attack this Fracture, and they're gonna get the Gnawing Plate. So that is going to remove the Dragon Sphere. So now they're gonna be stuck with 3 1 MP Pokemon. Even though that Giratina has some mobility though with that Distort, and able to get the knockout with that tiny little Gold Slice. Also, wanted to show you guys, looks like the Dev leveled up the purple on Mega Lucario. Same with Mega Sableye, all into the Gnawing Plate. So definitely wanted to take a look and see what they were leveling up. And it looks like they leveled up the Dodge and the Guillotine. I leveled up the Dual Chop, but you know, I've been told by other players too that are really good, high ranked, I should probably go into the Guillotine. I thought having the Dual Chop expanded all the way to level 10 would be the way to go, but looks like Guillotine might be the choice, because I rarely ever spin or even just hit the Dual Chop one time. But Mega Ray gonna fly over top of that Sableye. Sableye is going to get knocked out by this Fracture, and 6 going to take that evolution into the Haxorus. So that Haxorus is going to be super strong, moving forward with that Mega Ray. Giratina, Origin Form, able to get the knockout. So 6 is you know, decimating Crit right now. But they're going to hit that purple into the gold and get knocked out, bringing that Ray right back out onto the field, break energy into the fly. So Mega Ray going to devolve, and the Dev is going to go Mega Lucario and swing right around, go right after this Shiny Ray or Sphere into the extreme speed. No problem. They're not going to get knocked out. Six is going to max survive with that Giratina. They could have distorted, so the dev plays it smart. Backs up. And Spectral Thief is going to go into the fly, so they're going to backtrack and prevent themselves from getting surrounded. And the dev crit going to Mega Evolve here. Mega Ray against the Shiny Ray. And Extreme Speed into the Break Energy. So yeah, that's going to be a knockout on that Shiny Ray. And they move up with that Giratina. They get surrounded by the Mars Shadow. Now, we have Mega Ray against Original Ray. And the regular Ray is going to get the knockout on the Mega Ray. Able to out-damage because of having multiple Altaria. Here comes Haxorus going after that Mars Shadow. Dodge. Mars Shadow able to survive. And we have a battle going down here between Sableye and Ray. Sableye able to get that burn off, and then they take the surround. So the dev able to kind of alleviate all pressure here, and Mars Shadow going to get knocked out. So Haxorus kind of fighting back a little bit. Battle against that Altaria. It's confused, and it's going to get knocked out. Now dev crit alleviated all pressure. Now putting some pressure down of his own, taking that entry point with the Sableye. And they have plenty of backup on the goal, with that Lucario and the Fracture. Flamethrower into the Will-O-Wisp. So here comes the Giratina Origin form. 1 MP. Not able to distort because there's nobody adjacent. But that Ray's going to get the knockout on that Sableye. And Giratina going right after Ray. And Giratina's going to hit and miss. I'll tell you what. From the several battles that I use the Giratina Origin form, it seems like it likes to miss quite a bit. Even at level 4, I mean level 4 has one extra miss. I don't know. It's just still. Even if it was level 5, there's a decent amount of miss and it likes to hit it. Here comes Mega Ray after the regular Ray. Fly into the Dragon Ascent. And Altaria is going to move forward. Dev crit putting some pressure down. Able to get that Extreme Speed into the Guillotine. They claim that entry point. Here comes Shiny Ray, hoping to get the gold into purple, and not able to get it done. Break Energy into the Fly. They really needed to get the gold there, but weren't able to get it. So Meteoric Teachings by Dev crit, and they attacked the Shiny. Attack that Shiny. Dragon Ascent into the Extreme Speed. So Shiny Ray able to get that knockout finally, even against the Mega Ray. It's insane that can happen. And Dragon Claw, not going to be enough for that Extreme Speed. Here comes Mars Shadow. And Spectral Thief is going to go off. Now, even though you do benefit from the damage buff of your opponent, it still kind of comes down to you can pretty much only handle a wheel that's 20. That's no more than 20 higher than your base attack damage. You know what I mean? Because you get that minus 20 against the opponent. So if you have a 70, they need to be a 90 or below. 71, 91 or below, even if you benefit from a damage buff. So here comes Sableye. Shadow Sneak into the Extreme Speed. Pretty likely outcome there. But Sableye does have a few odds of being able to get the knockout on Ray. Especially if they can confuse it. I mean, it's kind of like half Ray's wheel between Miss, the white, and the purple. Sableye, it has some odds. Definitely does. So, Dev crit going to go Mega Ray, and they're going to move down. And that Lucario is going to be well trusted against these heavy gold attacking Rayquaza. But they hit the white. Dev crit has nothing there to surround, and they're going to go after this Altaria. The D-Dance is going to go off, and just enough to survive and go neutral. So crit going to move around and take 6's other entry point. And 6, I see what he's doing. Moving in. Knows he doesn't have much chance of knocking out that Lucario, so his next move he'd be attacking the Fracture. But the Ray able to get the knockout on this Altaria. This Altaria is going to need a miracle. This Mega Ray could fly even. Dragon Ascent into the Parish Song in Dev Crit. Going to be able to take the surround, get the exclusion, and that's going to be GG. If 6 only had one more turn, maybe 2, try to get that knockout on the Fracture, get a surround on that Lucario, but good game. we're definitely going to jump into the next match, seeing things from Blue's perspective, Japanese player going up against Dev 32. Let's see, we got Mega Altaria, Mega Ampharos, Meteoric Teachings, taking a look at the Devs, Double Chance, Scoop Up, Max Revive, Gold Block, Phantom Sphere. We have the Mega Banette with the Mega Sableye, so having triple Banette, with all of them having Megas, and having the Naganadel, able to exclude used plates, even your own, so you do need to be careful with that. But, man, this is such a good deck. I don't have 3 Banette, I don't have a Naganadel, but it'd be pretty awesome. So, both players able to get set up here. This Bowser here has its most powerful attack, Imprison, huge miss, but it hits a natural miss anyway. Like, so annoying, right? I mean, you're going to miss anyway, it doesn't matter, but still. And then Imprison into that extreme speed, able to get the first knockout. So there's a plus 10. Imprison into the fly. And, they're going to hit that break energy. So, now, the thing is whenever you Mega Evolve into Mega Ray, even if you land that Imprison on the Dragon Ascent, for some reason it doesn't work. We found that out in Rico's stream. Seems to be a glitch, because of the way that the attack changes every battle. It's not a permanent animation. And even if you see from the spin effects, like Earthquake or whatever, Draco Meteor, it still shows as break energy on the board when you see the wheel spin. So maybe it's the mechanic, the way that works. But it's going to be interesting watching this Ghost deck go up against the Dragon deck. They do only, the Japanese player here, Blue, only has the one Ray though. So knockoff into that Mega Ray. And that Altaria on the bottom right has the Dragon Sphere. So the knockoff doesn't remove the Dragon Sphere effect on any Pokemon that's benefiting from it. You actually have to find the Pokemon that's holding the sphere. So that's something you really need to pay attention to if you're using the Banette and the knockoff and you want to try to get rid of that sphere. So this Banette able to move in, but has to attack the Fracture. And Imprison's going to go off, and they're going to respin here. Imprison again. So they don't have to worry about that Guillotine. At least Bowser moving over up against this Marshadow. Spectral Thief is not going to be able to get it done against that Overheat. They're going to Max Revive, and they don't attack. That Overheat would have been a miss there, because it's a miss for one turn. So I think they should have attacked on that Max Revive. But Dev Crit going to go ahead and play that Phantom Sphere. Able to get that other Banette out. Mr. 32 here. Pretty good player. You know, all these devs, they understand the games. They understand the figures. I mean, they understand how the mechanics work. So, you know, I wouldn't expect any less from them. Some of them play a little bit too aggressive, I think. But, I don't know. Like, I haven't really seen too many misplays by the devs, you know, from what I could see, without studying it too hard. But Mr. 32, going to go Mega Sableye. Buy themselves some time. They get some backup here. Destiny Bond into the miss. And Shadow Beam against that extreme speed. Not going to be able to get the knockout. Either of them are not going to be able to get the knockout. But I believe that that Ray is going to have a miss where the fly is. And yeah, Dragon Ascent, yeah, they lose the fly, but they're going to hit that extreme speed. But the Destiny Bond goes off, which is fine with Mr. 32, I'm sure, because again, they're stacking up more damage on those Banette, and they clear up a little bit of pressure. Able to get that Naganadel out, so all used plates are gone. Like, they've been excluded from the duel, so no more Mega Ray, no more anything. All those plates that have been used have been excluded and removed. So Knockoff is going to be able to out-damage that Fracture. And they're going to go Mega Banette. So they're going to go ahead and jump over, try to get rid of this Ampharos. And they're going to be able to curse here. But here comes Bowser. They're going to jump over and attack again. Knockoff is going to be able to get the knockout in the exclusion. And if we take a look at Mega Banette, it appears that they leveled up the curse. So they leveled up the Destiny Bond on the EX Banette, and they leveled up the curse on the Megas. So, something to keep in mind. Like, you know, these devs are really smart. They understand the game and the mechanics. So, might be a smart idea to kind of follow their lead. Look at that, 160 on the Shadow Sneak. Insane, able to just decimate that Bowser. And that Haxorus has no attack. Now confused, here comes Naganadel to claim that entry point. And Blue in a lot of trouble here. Whew, but they're able to get that extreme speed into the Imprison. But they get another Banette back. Here comes Naganadel, able to get that Dragon Pulse, but not going to be able to outdamage that Dragon Dance Mega Altaria. And here comes another Banette. Here comes Ray, moving in for the attack Destiny Bond. So go off. Again, doesn't matter to Mr. 32. They have the entry points open. And their Banette are just getting stronger and stronger. Another Destiny Bond. Does it matter? No. They have another Banette on deck, ready to come out. But Blue able to get that evolution for their Haxorus. And look at this. 80 plus damage. That's insane. A plus 80. That's incredible. Yeah, these Banette, really good. Really good. And whew, Sableye gonna hit that miss into the 2-star. Guillotine feels pretty bad. And they're gonna go ahead and gold block with that Naganadel. And Ultra Sting is gonna go off. And they're gonna go ahead and bring another Banette out. They still have some Mega Banette, I believe. So they have plenty of backup. This Haxorus able to just keep getting knockouts. So they're gonna go ahead and go Mega Banette, swing in. And the Haxorus going to YOLO. And finally, look at that knockoff, 221. It's insane. Insane. 221, which is basically hitting for 241 with that Marshadow on the field. So, yeah, Blue able to get some backup here with their Altaria, their Haxorus, and Bowser going to get knocked out from that Destiny Bond. Again, these Banette are just getting stronger and stronger. Destiny Bond going to go off again, able to get rid of that Altaria. Then Mr. 32 just really, really good and playing this deck really smooth. Able to just continue to keep cycling these Pokemon. This has been a huge back and forth. Already down to turn 199. U-turn. Gonna go off, able to just swap back out for another Banette, which is pretty clutch actually. Because they get knocked out, U-turn, switch out, and you get your Banette back, and you get that additional damage for getting knocked out in the first place. So, Banette, another Destiny Bond. Like, what is going on? This match is going to go on forever. Look at this, 110 damage. 110. 110 damage. Look at this. 221. 221. So they're going to go ahead and go Mega Banette, move up. And they do have a gold block. So they're just going to attack from right here. They land a curse. So that's another thing. With those Mega Banette able to get the curse, you can continue to knock out. Look at this. 220 on the Shadow Sneak. 220 on a base 90 attack. So just double knockout. And that Ray is not in range. So they're just going to go ahead and go Mega Ray. Probably move right toward the goal. Yeah. And Deb, Mr. 32, going to take the goal with Banette. So GG, an incredible back and forth matchup. Those triple Banette are pretty insane. So you guys know XTMMN. I played against him. Really good player. He's got 2 Cosmog. He has the Solgaleo. He has the Gothitelle. And he has 2 Mewtwo. I think this is going to be pretty awesome. Going up against Dev Crit, seeing things from the Dev's perspective. So let's just kind of see how XTMMN plays this. They already lose the entry point to Crit here with that Marshadow. You know, Dev, following rule number 1, Cosmog hits the field, you cover up the goal. And they're going to move in with that Mega Lucario, able to get the knockout. And they're going to go ahead and long throw here. Now, if they can get the Aura Sphere, Whew, XTMMN could be in a lot of trouble. They're going to risk it, and they are going to be able to get the knockout, but that Sunsteel Strike is going to send the Mega Lucario to the PC as well. Extreme speed into that teleport. And here comes Mewtwo. That Mewtwo could be pretty scary going up against that Altara, able to just kind of shove everything down, give everything weight. But Mega Ray is like, no, we're going to jump over, go for the attack to hit the white. So too bad that XTMMN could not get the Psychic Shove. Solgaleo back out, good matchup, looking for that Sunsteel Strike, but the fly is going to go off, so Mega Ray able to stay on the field for another turn. You know, easy knockout for the Mega Ray against that Cosmog. So much purple. And double chance. Good play here. Looking for that Sunsteel. Okay. Mega Ray hits the gold. Get that Sunsteel. Able to get that Sunsteel Strike. So, Mega Ray goes to the PC. And that Meteoric Teachings is not going to be recycled. Because it does not count as a knockout. So, XTMMN able to, you know, withstand the initial kind of pressure and power. Not a really strong deck that XTMMN is running. Just it's all about kind of placement and cheese by the look of it. So it's an interesting Psychic deck. Looks like a gym deck, to be honest. So I don't know if he accidentally brought this in the league because of the Psychic Gym. But, I mean, he's making it work. He's making it work. Squared attack is not going to do anything as of right now. And Mewtwo not able to get the knockout on that Marshadow. Gothitelle swinging around. Crit looking to get the knockout on this Gothitelle. Will do. Will get that knockout. And yo, look at that. Mewtwo able to spin 2 in a row and hitting for 150. Drops 20 because of the Marshadow. Well, 21 with the Sableye. Mega Sableye going up against this Mewtwo. Gnawing Plate is going to go off. And XTMMN able to get his other Cosmog out onto the field. This Mega Sableye, look at that one splash. That feels bad. So loses the entry points. Has really not much power on the field, and they're kind of playing a little bit of back and forth here, and looking to get a fly here. Fly is going to go off. And they get surrounded. So Solgaleo able to, you know, kind of working against it with that ability, but the fact that Cosmog's there survives another turn. Not able to fly with that gold on that Sableye. Ooh, Nebby's power gonna survive, and Solgaleo really needs a Sunsteel here. Able to pull it off. Whew. Like that was intense. That was super intense. And Cosmog coming in super clutch, able to kind of, you know, extend the duel with not being able to be surrounded. But, yeah, it's pretty annoying whenever that Solgaleo and Lunala portion of that ability that prevents the battle opponent from, like, flying, or, like, with Deoxys attack form. You guys remember, like, Dimensional Slip when you're attacking with Lunala. It's so annoying that they would not Dimensional Slip back to the bench. So, yeah, sometimes that portion of the ability can work against you. So XTMMN fighting for his life. Oh man, gets that splash, and Pokemon switch there. Both entry points. Whew. Okay, they need to make something happen here. They're gonna switch out with that Cosmog. Okay, they're surviving. He's got that Mewtwo in range for the Psychic Shove, but the Sableye able to get the knockout on that Cosmog, so they really need a clutch Psychic Shove into the Confuse Ray, and that's going to be GG. Another one to the devs. So the devs playing pretty well. Good game to XTMMN. I think he played pretty well with the deck that he had, but we're going to get into 2 more duels. If you guys thought those matchups were exciting, you haven't seen anything yet, this is kind of the main event of the video, these last 2 duels. So looking at Dev, Mr. 32, racking up the duels again. I believe each Dev is going to be going for 30 total duels, and then however many they win or lose is how many they're going to win or lose. So they're at 28 duels at that point, and the event is coming to an end at this point. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this matchup, seeing things from Mr. 32's perspective going up against Red, Japanese player, name I cannot pronounce, so we're going to call them Red. Again, with the triple Banette, Mega Banette, that Marshadow, that Naganadel. Man, these matchups are incredible. You guys just wait. And Red, their deck looks pretty unconventional. It's definitely a counter to the meta deck. Mighty Sphere type deck has kind of a counter for everything. You know, Ultra Beast, able to capture Pokemon. Has, you know, Lucario for the gold, for the dragons. So, yeah, Lucario coming in with that Meta Claw. Going to get it burned by that Will-O-Wisp. So now it's no longer immune to gold, but Red is going to go ahead and make it evolve and go after this Sableye. Sableye hits a miss. Didn't matter. I mean, that Bullet Punch gold is just, you know, beats the entire wheel. So Red swinging around with that Mega Lucario. Mr. 32 bringing out another Banette, kind of trying to protect that other entry point. And Sphere going to go off, easy knockout on that Banette. And Red doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. And Will-O-Wisp is going to go off against that Banette. Now, Lucario moves down. Before we move on, though, I wanted you guys to be able to see the plates. Bright Powder, Double Chance, Scoop Up, has the Long Throw, Max Revive, Mighty Sphere, Mega Gallade, Mega Sableye, and Mega Lucario. So we already know what Mr. 32 is running, but I wanted you to be able to see what Red was running. So it's an interesting deck. Kind of reminds me of like an N-Help deck. It's definitely something that I could see Help running. It's, you know, counters the meta, has a lot of utility, and takes a lot of smart placement in picking your matchups. But Lucario able to get the knockout on that Banette with that 1-star Sphere. And Dev, Mr. 32, going to move in for the attack against this Kyogre. Kyogre's going to drop to that 141, not able to handle the damage of that Banette, or the Mega Banette. But they are going to be able to take advantage of that ability of the Primal Kyogre and the regular Kyogre, able to just devolve without moving to the PC after being knocked out, and now coming in with a dodge. So Red Max Revived, had a surround set up. Kyogre coming in clutch with that dodge. They're going to be able to survive, surround, and capture that Banette. Like, making plays, Red. Making plays. Now Marshadow up against Marshadow. And the cool thing about the Marshadow matchup, it's not like Coco, where whoever attacks gets that plus 30. Like, both of them get a minus 20. And it comes down to whoever has more chain levels is going to win, or whoever hits gold first is going to lose. So, yeah. So it's pretty cool. So Red going to come back out with that Gallade, losing their Lucario and Marshadow. And Gallade going to go Mega Gallade. And they're going to go ahead and swing over and attack the Sableye. Now, I believe if Mega Gallade attacks from a distance, it would still get poisoned or confused. I think that's kind of how it worked. I know that's kind of how it worked with Kartana. You would still get a status effect. But they're going to be able to get the knockout. Destiny Bond not able to knock out that Gallade because it's attacking from a distance. And Sableye hits a gold, allowing that Mega Gallade to get a knockout. So, yeah, they're going to go ahead and use that Bright Powder, which makes sense, because just in case that Marshadow hits a blue, and they are going to be able to get the knockout on that Marshadow. So, wow, Mr. 32 is in trouble. Teleport is going to go down, or it's going to go neutral, and now Mr. 32 is going to go Mega Banette, attacking this Gallade, and they're going to be able to get the knockout with that Night Slash. Now, I think they still have to switch. Yeah, so they have to switch. They bring the Marshadow out, and now Mr. 32 has to get a knockout. And with that minus 20, not able to get the knockout, and Red going to take a win for the community against Mr. 32 with that triple Banette deck with an unconventional, like, counter to the meta type deck. Now, this is going to be the final matchup in the main event. We have a couple of Latios and Latias, and with that Gardevoir going up against, again, the triple Banette with that Naganadel. The Latias and Latios both have Megas. Mega on the Gardevoir, the Mega Rayquaza, Fracture, and the Shaman. This is going to be a pretty intense matchup, so get your popcorn, strap in, guys. It's going to be pretty awesome. So here comes Mega Latias going in for the attack with that Psychic and able to easily get the knockout on that Marshadow. So Dev32 making a very, very smart decision here, because Sableye loses its gold, so it's going to go Mega Sableye, so it has some time to get some backup here. Get some backup. Going to be able to land that Imprison on the Guillotine, threatening the Mega Rush here. And, well, they would have to attack again, but I don't know. Maybe I would have went Mega Banette, but they had the Shaman Landform on that entry. So that Mega Latias is not going anywhere. And they're going to go ahead and play the Mr. 32 playing that Phantom Sphere on that Sableye. Going to bring that Marshadow out. Jump over with that Banette, hoping to probably land a Destiny Bond if that on that Mega Latias. Going to swing over, going to attack. Draco Meteor. Whew. Okay, Banette hits that purple. And the good thing is Sableye has a gold, so Draco Meteor only works on white attacks, 70 damage or higher, or a miss. So that Sableye would have to land its 4 miss, which on the respin effects on the field, like with Earthquake, Sableye loves to land miss on those spin effects. So I don't know. It could be pretty likely. Need to be careful of that Draco Meteor, definitely. And here comes Mega Banette jumping over. Gonna land the Curse into the Dragon Breath. Not able to get the knockout. And Latios gets excluded when it's knocked out anyway, so nothing really happened there. Nothing really happened there. Oof, they're going to make the Banette spin into the Destiny Bond. No damage. So it's not going to be knocked out. Has to have 70 damage or higher for that Draco Meteor to work. And look at that. Psychic 159. Whew, they're in trouble. So they're going to gold block with this Mega Banette. And that knockoff is going to buy them some time. Mr. 32, it's going to buy them some time. They're going to get knocked out, but Latias is still on the field. Now they're going to be able to go Mega Banette, recover the goal. And then they do have Marshadow there for extra backup. But, whew, they're going to be able to get the knockout now on that Latias. And they survive a little bit. Meteor Teachings time. Red, going to go Mega Ray and advance down the right side. Their left, our right. And here comes Banette again, looking for a knockoff. But Imprison's going to go off. They respin with a double chance. Destiny Bond, I guess that works. You know, that works. Eon Flute. Going to be able to bring back that Latias. Instantly Mega Evolve. Matching up against this Sableye. And fly into the Will-O-Wisp. Here comes Gardevoir, not, you know, allowing that Sableye to bypass even if, you know, they wanted to. And yo, Banette. Oh, Draco Meteor into that. Gonna make him spin. There's a huge knockoff, but they hit the Destiny Bond again, preventing them from being knocked out, so they are surviving here. Ooh, fly. They're gonna jump over, take that entry point again. Confuse Ray. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not too bad of a roll there. Confuse that Gardevoir. Here comes Marshadow looking for a YOLO attack. And, yeah. Landing the dodge. Need to be careful there. Imprison into the Draco Meteor. Okay, they really want to get an Imprison on that huge Psychic, though. And they're going to be able to get the surround with that Marshadow. So they get rid of that Mega Latias, which is huge. Now they're going to advance, trying to get rid of that Shaman Landform. Eon Flute again. Like, when you have multiple Latias with Eon Flutes, dude, it's good. And it's hard to defend against. It's really, really tough to defend against. Because, I mean, you can't even get a lucky gold into purple against that Mega Latias. Because it negates, you know, it nullifies gold attacks, turning them into a white. So it's just really tough to deal with. Really tough. They really need to get an Imprison on that huge Psychic. Destiny Bond's going to go off and or into the Draco Meteor. Going to spin that Banette. Banette is just surviving. The Draco Meteor not working at all. So finally getting an Imprison on that Draco Meteor. Again, like if it was me, I would want to imprison that huge white attack. Destiny Bond gonna go off, able to take out that Mega Latias. And Latias is gonna, get excluded again. And here comes the Mega Gardevoir. Ooh, gets that Moon Blast. Gets imprisoned. And Mr. 32 gonna back up with that Marshadow. Here comes Naganadel. Finally, they held on to that Naganadel for so long, and Red finally used that recycle, so now they were able to bring out that Naganadel because they got all their plates back. So they didn't want to bring Naganadel out, even though it would exclude the Red's plates. It would also exclude Mr. 32's plates as well. So very, very patient with that Naganadel. Very patient. But now we have a lot more Megas and Eon Flutes are all back. So Mr. 32 not in a bad position though. Blue Hole is going to go off against that Naganadel, and they're going to take that exclusion. They're going to go ahead and swing around with that Banette, or the Mega Banette, claim that entry point. Max Revive. They have another Banette out, ready to go Mega, and they're just going to move up and attack. Healing Flowers is going to go off, allowing them to bring out that Fracture. But Mr. 32 in a great position as of right now, in my opinion. They did a lot of defense in the beginning, but they're in a pretty good place now. Destiny Bond into that Psychic, and worked out pretty good. They're going to have to move that Shaman Landform and give up their Mega Latias. Now they're going to go ahead and move over, doing a decent amount of damage, able to just decimate that Latias. So that's going to be excluded. They really need to make something happen here. Red is not in a good position. They're going to double chance, jump over, forced to attack because of that territoriality. They get the dodge, and they're going to keep it, which is, very smart. They have a surround set up. Now, Red going with that Eon Flute again. That Mega Latias really needs to make something happen here. Draco Meteor. Oh no, this could be game. They really need a knockoff, and they're able to get it. They're able to get that knockout. Finally, they had really bad luck trying to use that Draco Meteor against those Banette earlier. Kept landing the Destiny Bond. And they're going to Eon Flute again. 2 Mega Lotties on the field. And Dual Chop just going to fall short. Not doing enough damage. Gets knocked out. And yeah, Mega Latias is going to devolve. Here comes Marshadow for the YOLO. Dodge into the Synthesis. Imprison into the Psychic. That couldn't have went any better, but they devolve, so no longer imprisoned. And now Mr. 32 going to go Mega Banette. Swing up, has a surround set up. They're going to go ahead and trust that Sableye. And knock off into the Psychic. That's going to be an exclusion. They're going to need a miracle here. So they're going to go Mega Latios. Curse into the Dragon Pulse. That's going to be game. Mr. 32 able to just kind of come back even against all those Megas. It's like, that was a lot of Megas. And it was a really smart play too, hanging on to that Naganadel. So they were going to be able to get back all their plates whenever the recycle was played. So very smart. These devs, pretty good. This event was really awesome. This was definitely a good idea. We had 11 wins in the first interim in about 4 hours. Then 24 hours later, we had 55. And then we finished with 89 total wins. So I'm under the impression, this is my theory, that I think each dev, based off the total duels that I've seen by looking at their figures, I'm thinking each of the 8 played 30 total duels. So let me know in the comments if you guys, got a look at maybe one of their last matches or their last match. Have you seen a total number of duels higher than 30? But I'm thinking each of them played about 30. So we only needed 50 wins. We were able to easily get that in the second interim. Again, finishing with 89 wins. If each of the 8 played 30, that's a total of 240 duels. So they lost 89. So that's about a 63% win ratio, which is pretty good. It's not bad. But that's going to wrap this one up. Guys, if you guys enjoyed these incredible battles, definitely drop a like, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Follow me on Twitter at KW175 for further discussions. And until the next one, later, guys.